Most people think intelligence is about how much you know or how quickly you can solve problems. But here's what the research actually shows. The real difference between highly intelligent people and everyone else often lies not in what they actively do, but in the everyday behaviors they simply refuse to engage in. These quiet refusals protect their mental clarity, preserve their energy, and allow their minds to operate at a much deeper level. If you've ever felt like your mind works a little differently or wondered why certain common habits never quite feel right for you, stay with me. Some of these might explain more than you think. Let's walk through the 5 things highly intelligent people never do. First, they never waste mental energy trying to win arguments or prove they're right. You see it every day. Endless threads on social media, tense conversations at family gatherings, or meetings where someone has to have the last word. A comment is made, and the automatic response for most people is to push back, defend, correct, or escalate. Highly intelligent people rarely fall into this trap. It's not that they lack strong opinions or don't care. They simply understand a deeper truth. Winning an argument almost never changes anyone's mind. It usually just makes the other person dig in harder. Instead, they choose to listen more than they speak. They ask thoughtful questions. They observe the emotions behind the words. They know that real intelligence often shows up as curiosity, not combat. This one choice saves them enormous emotional energy every single day. They'd rather understand than defeat someone. And that small shift creates space for actual learning, better relationships, and clearer thinking. Second, they never chase constant busyness as a measure of their worth. In today's world, being busy has become a status symbol. People pack their schedules, chase notifications, and wear exhaustion like a badge of honor. "I'm so busy" is said, as if it proves their value. Highly intelligent people tend to do the opposite. They fiercely protect unstructured time. They're comfortable with stillness, even boredom, because they've learned that some of their best insights and creative breakthroughs happen in those quiet gaps between activities. While many people use constant movement to avoid their thoughts or uncomfortable feelings, these minds treat empty space as fertile ground. They let ideas simmer. They connect dots that only appear when the mind isn't overloaded. They schedule less, not more. They say no to things that look productive, but lead nowhere meaningful. In a world that rewards frantic activity, this deliberate choice becomes one of their greatest advantages. Third, they never measure their worth through constant comparison with others. Most people scroll for just a few minutes and suddenly feel smaller. Someone else's success, appearance, or highlight reel becomes the new standard. They start chasing someone else's version of enough. Highly intelligent people notice this trap early and step away, not because they don't care about growth, but because they've learned that comparison quietly steals clarity, joy, and motivation. Their sense of progress comes from internal standards, their own values and long-term vision, rather than external noise. This creates a powerful mental freedom. They can genuinely celebrate others without feeling diminished. They can walk their own path without the constant drain of trying to keep up. What looks like quiet confidence is often simply the absence of this invisible competition. Fourth, they never build their sense of self on other people's validation or approval. We've all done it, posting something and checking for likes, sharing an achievement and waiting for applause, shaping ourselves to fit the room. It feels human, but it comes with a hidden cost that builds over time. Highly intelligent people tend to detach from this need earlier in life. They still value real connection, of course, but they don't tie their core worth to likes, applause, or other people's opinions. Their sense of self feels more stable, rooted in private self-knowledge rather than performance. They can receive feedback without crumbling and ignore unhelpful noise without guilt. In a world that rewards constant performance, this inner independence becomes a rare and powerful strength. Fifth, they never stay stuck in victim thinking for long. Life brings pain, setbacks, and unfairness to everyone. Many people rehearse the story of what was done to them for months or even years, letting it slowly shape their identity and future. Highly intelligent minds process these experiences differently. They fully acknowledge the pain. They don't bypass it or pretend it didn't happen, but they refuse to let the victim role define them long term. Instead, they gently ask themselves, what can I learn? How does this change what I need to protect? What small piece of control can I reclaim right now? This balanced perspective isn't denial or toxic positivity. It's honest resilience, the ability to hold both the truth of what happened and a sense of personal agency at the same time. When you bring all 5 of these together, highly intelligent people aren't trying to appear smarter. They're simply protecting their mental energy, clarity, and inner peace from the common traps that quietly drain most people every day. What looks like aloofness is often strategic energy management. What seems like quiet confidence is usually hard-won self-knowledge. If you recognized yourself in even 1 or 2 of these, it might be a gentle sign that your mind is already wired for this kind of quiet strength. If this resonated with you, I'd love to know which one stood out the most. Drop it in the comments below.